think I've got to take a left turn up here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where that leads to, but I think it's the next left. I've actually been meaning to do this walk for quite a while now. It's been on the list, but for one reason or another we haven't got round to it. It's just so quiet, so peaceful. Apart from the odd car that keeps going past, all you can hear is birds and my feet on the ground. Anyway. It's almost like everywhere you look, every which way you turn, there's these views. And, you know, I just can't get enough of them. So, I always worry that you're not going to really see quite how beautiful it is, but if you could see what I could see, it really is beautiful. Right, so here we go, turning into our first field. Let me spin the camera around. Little jogger in the distance there. Getting out early before the sun hits too hard. I used to quite enjoy running actually, but the old knees don't take it anymore. I'll be honest, I'm already looking forward to my coffee. I had a bit of a hectic start this morning, didn't get much time, so I'm looking forward to that. Sit down, have a cup of coffee, hopefully within the site of Leeds Castle, which I've been to many times. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. So that'd be nice to get a little coffee in the view of the castle. You can see how dry this path is, and when you consider the amount of rain we've had of late, you would expect it to still be quite muddy, but no, it's absolutely dry. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm trying out some new trainers today that I bought from some hiking trainers that I bought from Decathlon. Haven't tried them out yet, so I'm taking a bit of a risk that I'm not going to end up with the worst blisters in the world, but so far so good. We're about 2k in, and yeah, so far so good. They seem okay, quite comfortable. There's no rubbing, so fingers crossed that was a good buy. I'm noticing the different colours on these this crop of, I assume, wheat. Over this side they're quite, I'm terrible with colours, but they look quite grey. And here they're more like sort of browny colour. And over this way, all brown. I don't know what that means. I'm sure somebody does. Hopefully it's what it's meant to be like. Looks like we're about to come into the woods. Into the woods. Into the woods. Well, that's a bit more overgrown than I expected, but it's quite pretty. After that last walk that I did, where there was the warning of adder strikes, every time I get into the woods now I get a little bit anxious that there's something hanging around waiting to bite. There's quite a lot of horse manure on the floor here, so I'm assuming this is a bit of a bridle path as well. We'll just have to check the got some signs over here, but I'm just going to have to check the... Right, so we need to go this way. I have to keep checking the map, given the amount of times that I've already got lost on previous walks. I don't know if I'd be any good in the army. Peace and quiet in the woods is it never fails to amaze me. I don't know if amaze is the right word, but it always surprises me. The colours on these trees at the top. So we're up to about the half-hour mark. How far have we got? It's about a half hour. We've covered 2.5k, and what did I say? This was about a 9k. I think this is a 9k circular, so not quite a third of the way, but getting there. I haven't seen any wildlife yet. I heard there were some usual cows and sheep along this trail, but haven't seen anything just yet. But then you're not going to find that many cows and sheep in the middle of the woods, are you? I suppose. So where do we go now? Is it stick to the woods, or is it back into the fields? Oh, it actually says stick to the woods. Let's just have a little look and see if we can see anything worth seeing. Well, there's that view for a start. It's bad, isn't it, that you almost get a little bit like you've seen it. You've seen it so many times. So, you know, it's another. Hello, mate. Hello. Hello. Oh. Sorry. That's all right.
That's okay.
Hello, mate. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Morning. You all right?
Hey. How you doing?
Good boy.
You all right?
Come on.
Here you go, first dog of the day. Always nice to see. He was a bit unsure, wasn't he? He wasn't entirely sure what he was. But yeah, he was all right. Fallen tree. Never quite sure whether to actually just put your hand out for a dog to let them sniff you, or whether they. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. To be fair, but I feel like if they sniff you and they see you're no threat, then you're halfway to making a new mate, aren't you? I think I'm going in the right direction. Let's have a look. There's midges everywhere. They're all over the place. So I went a bit all over the place with the camera there. Yeah, there's midges everywhere. But I suppose that'd be good training for when I'm in Scotland. Apparently they're absolutely mad up there for midges. So I suppose I better get used to it now. Right, so we're going to just get up here and we're back on the road. Oh wow, what a lovely place to live. Let's have a little look around. Got some lovely cars up here. No, right, I've got to go left down here for a bit. Let's get on the right side of the road, and then I think there's a path up here on the right somewhere. This is the worst thing about these hikes, is having to, you know, watch out for the cars, because you're never quite sure if they're going to be on the ball. Is this where we're going? Let's have a look. No, we're going straight on for a bit further. It's getting warmer and warmer just now, I'll say that. Oh, I see where we've got to go. I wonder if this is people going to or leaving Leeds Castle. Okay, so this is where we're going next. In a rare week where I'm not working sort of 12, 13 hour shifts, I'm hoping to be able to get out and do about 3 walks, which is a complete rarity. I mean, normally I'll get 1, maybe 2 if I'm lucky, but yeah, we've got a slightly quiet week at work this week. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to bang out another 3 films, and yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Which way now? Oh, it's this way. Refer to the map again. So we've been going an hour. I've done 3.71 kilometres. Let me show you this. This is something that I've noticed over these walks, where suddenly you'll be walking along a path that, for all intents and purposes, is in the middle of nowhere, and there's all this brickwork in the floor. Now, I don't know if that means there was once a paved road here, but if it wasn't, it does seem a completely random place to just dump a load of stone. So my gut feeling is that, yeah, there were a lot more roads or paths, stone paths built that we're not aware of. Now I feel like, obviously I've come to a clearing here, all these trees have been cut down, and there's a little bit of me that thinks I've gone the wrong way. No, I haven't, I've gone the right way. But it's a big old fence over here, which somewhat suggests private property. And as always, I don't want to be on someone's private property. These tree stumps all look like they've been freshly cut. I don't know if that's just to clear them and kill them off, or whether they regrow. I don't know. I'm not an expert on trees and gardening and stuff, but so there we go, back into the woods. I'm actually looking forward quite a lot to seeing what this camera's like. Obviously I'm filming everything and hopefully it's all recording and picking up, but until I get home and start editing it, I'm not going to have a clue whether it's any good or not. But I've seen a ton of reviews on YouTube that say it's a really good camera. I have to say I'm not sponsored by DJI or anything like that. This is just me rabbiting rubbish, as I do. But, I mean, if DJI want to sponsor me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But you know, for now, this is just my own ramblings whilst rambling, so to speak. I feel like we're on Kingswood, which I think is part of the land of Leeds Castle. So, I mean, I could be wrong. Probably am. But I'll stop a minute and just listen to these birds. What a lovely sound. It's just such a nice sound. And we've got multiple choices here. This is almost like a woods version of Seven Dials in London, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paths. No, 7 paths. How about that? And it says I have to go this way. Or is it this way? So it's either this one or this one. Right, it's this one. Here we go. I think when we get to the end here, we bear left, and that'll be the halfway mark. Yeah. So just up here. That's better. That's where we are. Someone's wood store there and house. Wow, that's a lot of wood. Right, so we've just kicked over the halfway mark. So I think that's as good a time as any to have my traditional halfway cup of coffee. What do you think? And there it is again, that view. All right, cheers. I've heard people saying that who've been on this trail that you might get hassled by the people from the castle. So, you know, we'll see. But so far so good. Well, unless I'm very much mistaken, over there somewhere in the distance is Leeds Castle. Hopefully we'll get to that before the batteries run out. But once again, let's just have a look at that insane view over the Kent Downs. It takes my breath away every single time. It just takes it away. I honestly don't think there's anything better in the world than being out, being amongst it. It's you know, something I've noticed, we haven't seen a single animal yet. You know, from previous walks, sheep, cows, multiple birds, even the occasional squirrel. But I have not seen one single animal on the whole, what we've done about 5.5k now. Nothing. So I find that a little bit odd. Maybe they're hiding. We're 6k. This is the 6k point. We're 2/3 of the way through the walk. We've come to our first gate. And I mean, you can only describe this as a meadow. We've just come through a field, a wheat field, and you'd have to call this a meadow, I'm sure. Reminds me of that programme from the 70s when I was a kid. Little house on the prairie with the kids running through a meadow like this. Happy memories. Oh. We found a church. Now, the camera won't have picked that up, but I've just seen a rabbit run through that bush straight ahead. Now, obviously, we're in a graveyard, so the utmost respect. I don't like to dwell too long on people's gravestones. I'm very much in mind of being respectful to their privacy and the privacy of their families. But nonetheless, I find them fascinating. I'll try the door, but my suspicion is, yeah. Yeah. It's always puzzled me about churches that they lock their doors, and I know things are different from how they used to be, and in some cases people will nick anything, but I always thought churches were meant to be a place of refuge and, somewhere for people to go and pray, and you can't even get into them unless it's in office hours. Yeah, it's always puzzled me. Anyway, that's St Margaret Broomfield Church. So we're going to go down here, chuck a little right, chuck a little left. Now, what are the odds that this building in front of me wasn't a school once upon a time? That looks very much like a school building. If anyone's from the Leeds area, or is this Broomfield, I don't know. If anyone's from this area, maybe they'd like to let me know if I'm right or wrong. Now, this here is St Margaret's Well. Now, I don't know if she was thrown down there. Oh yeah, there's a. This well is thought to be the one referred to in Testamenta Cantiana, for which Agnes Caring of Leeds in 1507 bequeathed the sum of 12 shillings to repair. Today, all monetary contributions will be given to the church. Oh well, there you go. Well, something's leaking, I have to say. I don't know if it's the well, but something somewhere is leaking. Love these wood stores that these people have. They're stunning, aren't they? I could do with building one of them for myself. I've got a wood burner in my house, and I could do with a wood store, so maybe that's the next project. This is the guard's house. So yeah, I think we must be on Leeds Castle ground by about now. Some more lovely little cottages. I'll say that Kent does that very well. Cottages. There's some absolute stunners that I've gone past over my time here. Right, so here we are. We're on Leeds Castle grounds now. So we've to stick to the footpath. I mean, one of the great things about this camera that I've noticed so far is you can spin it around, so you can have it front facing or face facing, and just one little flick will do that. And also it's got face tracking, which, God, that makes life so much easier, trying to, you know, not having to constantly try and keep yourself in the shot. So as yet we've had no sight of Leeds Castle. We are on their grounds now, as I said, and I'm sure it'll pop up at some point, but as yet, no sight. It's also a bit muddy down here. It's the first really muddy bit of the trail that we've come across. And now look. I've started noticing that I've been getting cramp in my right calf, which I've never had before, and this has in no way been an exerting trail compared to some of the previous ones that we've done, where I've spent most of it out of breath after climbing what seemed like Everest. This one's been relatively flat, but I keep getting cramp in my left calf. So I wonder if that's anything to do with the new boots. Should Well, I could easily have found myself in a quickly sinking situation there. The ground was very, very wet, so but fortunately I found my way back to the path. Let's have a look. What I'm really worried about is that this battery's going to run out at the exact wrong time, i.e. just as we get to the castle, which I believe is there. How about that? How lovely. How lovely is that? Leeds Castle. What do we know about Leeds Castle? Well, according to the app, the All Trails app, Leeds Castle is an impressive castle surrounded by water. The current castle mostly dates from the 19th century. However, there has been a castle on the site since the 9th century. I seem to feel that a lot of the castles I've been to in Kent, they all seem to go into a state of ruin and disrepair around the time, sort of 1800s, around that time, and then private philanthropists, is it, bought them up and redid them, and fortunately you can now see them for yourself in all their glory. So, you know, support English heritage and the National Trust if you can, and pay a visit. I've been there a few times and it is absolutely a beautiful castle. It's a lovely, lovely place to come to. Let's see if we can get another good shot from here. There's some swans. There's some duck. And what appears to be a school party. So, we found ourselves at the Boathouse Cafe. I actually didn't intend to come and look at this bit, but I'm glad I did. I didn't realise you could see it.
Okay, so we see you 11:45. So that's drop down area. Okay, you can go over there, take some picture, and then waiting entrance. Hello. Yeah, 11:45 over there. Okay. Yeah, if you come in here, take some picture first.
Seem to have a habit just now of coming to places when they're closed. Not that it was part of the plan to go into the castle today, but it's closed nonetheless. Well, it was closed. It's open now. So we're making our way away from Leeds Castle now. As pretty as it was, we didn't have the time on this walk to go in and have a look around. Although I've been there before, and I have to say it's lovely. There's a load of birds flying around all of a sudden. Yeah, let's spin around and show you. They're everywhere. I wonder what's going on. They're I feel like they're after food. The way they're sort of hovering over these fields suggests that there's something in there they want. I would have liked to have got the drone up over the castle and taken some good shots, but there seems to be quite a lot of security around. You know, it's their land, what are you going to do? But it would have been nice. Maybe we'll try and find a vantage point that isn't on their land at some other point, and try and get some shots of it another day. We are on the last 1k now, walking away from the castle. It's been quite a nice walk, I have to say. It's been relatively easy. I think it was down as a moderate on the All Trails app, but compared to previous hikes that we've done recently, this has been absolutely no bother at all. You watch now, the last kilometre I'll get a 2,000 metre hike up a hill or something. By pure chance, I very nearly missed this incredible view of the castle because I was walking in the wrong direction again, and I could easily have missed it, but I suddenly turned back and God, I wish I'd taken the drone up. Still. Ah, finally we found some sheep. Yeah, they all look like they've just been freshly sheared or shorn, is it? This one over here is having a little lie down. I'll be honest, I could do with a little lie down myself. It's getting hotter and hotter. Go on, get up. There you go. There you go. Hello, mate. they're big. Oh, look at the balls on him. He's a big old boy, that one, in more ways than one. Big old lad. He looks like he's struggling to walk, mate. He actually looks like he's struggling to walk. No comment. Right, so we're going straight across. What a lovely house. Battle Hall, that is. So we're down to our last 9% of battery. I'm hoping that's going to be enough to get us back to the end. We've got, well, not much further. Couple of 100 yards maybe, couple of 100 metres. But it's been a good walk. I've enjoyed this. It's a beautiful day. That always helps. The terrain's been pretty good, and it hasn't been too hilly, which after the last few, I appreciate the break, but I'm sure there'll be other hills to contend with in future films. So so it looks like we found ourselves in another graveyard. It's quite overgrown, this one. As yet I can't see any church. Be interesting to see the dates on these actually, just because it's so overgrown. 1926, this one, 1926. Dorothy Maud Charlton. Well, here's the church. This church is actually open. don't often get to come in and just walk around churches, and I've always found them fascinating places. They're so full of history. Hundreds of years worth of people piling in and praying.